The widespread myth that young girls get involved with very adult men solely for financial gain has no basis. Yes, in most cases, such a man can give a lot to a companion, including financial well-being, but psychologists are in a hurry to assure us of the absence of greedy and selfish goals in such an alliance. A woman, if she is not infantile, appreciates in a man his ability to listen and understand, his knowledge and experience, wisdom, and well-readness. An adult man does not get into trouble out of the blue, does not behave like a hysterical woman, knows what a woman needs in bed and beyond. There is something to talk about with him, and most importantly, he is ready to do it. Stability in business and thoughts make a man calm and reasonable. He took place as a person, found himself, and is ready to raise children. It is to education, that is, the transfer of knowledge and experience. All over the world, a huge number of girls do not receive their father's attention and care. Freud also said that in childhood, boys practice their skills on their mother, and girls on their father. It is dad who is the man she falls in love with at the age of 3, 7, and then in adolescence, learns to care and respect. If the father competently builds a relationship with his daughter, then after working out the initial skills on him, she transfers them to other men with whom she is already ready to start romantic relationships and create a family. When the father is not present or, for a number of reasons, he has never been close to the child, all these periods are skipped. Further, the situation is sad, either the girl does not know how to behave with men at all, which leads to her basic unsuitability as a wife, or she begins to look for dad in other men. In the first case, everything is clear, blaming men, she will enter into a relationship, take out the partner's brain, get disappointed and leave. Running in a circle can last a lifetime, but happiness for such girls almost never happens. They'll also ruin a lot of guys. But the rest will be looking for a man who can be a mentor and friend, caring, intelligent, understanding. Someone you can lean on, someone you can be weak next to, who definitely won't leave and betray. As a rule, it is an adult man who completely covers these needs. If in combination with emotional comfort in such a union there is an intimate life and a mutual desire to have children, then there is practically no chance of divorce. Such couples rarely break up. The main thing is that the girl, having found herself a dad, realizes that for all the coincidences, this is still a man and he also has needs other than his father's. Successful peer relationships are quite a rare event, especially when it comes to starting a family. And everyone used to think that a man should be a couple of years older. Supposedly this is an ideal age difference and does not contradict morality at all. But in fact, we meet couples with a 50-year gap, which shocks us a little, but is it worth being surprised at this and how much older a man should be than a woman in marriage? It is important to take into account the age of marriage, because the stability of the union largely depends on the girl. And here we are waiting for the following statistics: families created by girls under the age of 23, almost all break up. Of all the divorces, 50% are those marriages that were concluded with girls of this age. It is too problematic to collect statistics from which it would be possible to understand the age of the spouse in these cases. However, it is already clear that the absolute majority of men here will be about the same age. 18 to 23-year-old girls most often marry classmates, childhood friends, acquaintances of their girlfriends, and so on. But the reason for the breakup is explained very simply by psychologists. The age is the same, but the maturity is completely different. A little later, men become ready for family and children, a little later they acquire the necessary seriousness and responsibility. As a rule, before the age of 25, even the most educated, talented and smart guy is more interested in parties, cars, girls and sports. And sometimes gambling and computer games. The appearance of a child and the prospect of such an event frightens and repels a young man. Not always, but as we see in most cases it is. In some periods, the divorce rate of girls married before the age of 23 reaches 80%. And it's hard to tell if it's the age of the girls or if it's all the fault of a too young husband. A man under 30 years old has nothing to do in marriage. Why is this so? You often hear the phrase that a guy has nothing to get married before the age of 30. And this is due to the events described above. The girl is so physiologically arranged that she needs to give birth to a child before the age of 25, and she has been playing mother's daughter since childhood and is preparing for marriage. By the age of 18, she wants to love, dissolve into a partner, give herself all, have children and cook borscht for the man she loves. Again, not all of them, but believe me, adequate and at the same time in love. Girls behave exactly like that. A man at the age of 18 kicks a ball in the yard, believes in earning money on bets, looks at every ass passing by with eyes of 5 rubles. For the next 10 years, he will have to read a mountain of books, gain life experience, cope with all addictions, set priorities correctly, find himself, his business, hobbies. Psychologists talk about the age of readiness for marriage both from the point of view of upbringing and from the point of view of physiological development and from the point of view of the formation of the psyche. It is very difficult to row everyone under the same comb, but nevertheless the girl is ready to become a wife at the age of 18, albeit a little naive, infantile, even somewhat silly, but the man is ready to become a husband only by 30. All these are theories that have refutations. Of course, many people got married at the age of 20 and are happily married, and this happens quite often. But statistics give the right to the life of this theory, because as we remember, the marriage of a young girl with the same young guy ends in divorce in 60 to 80% of cases. And the opinion of psychologists slightly opens the curtain of mystery, answering our question as follows: in a situation where a girl is under 25 years old, her husband should be 6 to 15 years older. A woman, if she is not infantile, appreciates in a man his ability to listen and understand, his knowledge and experience, wisdom, and well-readness. An adult man does not get into trouble out of the blue, does not behave like a hysterical woman, knows what a woman needs in bed and beyond. There is something to talk about with him, and most importantly, he is ready to do it. Stability in business and thoughts make a man calm and reasonable. He took place as a person, found himself, and is ready to raise children. It is to education, that is, the transfer of knowledge and experience. All over the world, a huge number of girls do not receive their father's attention and care. Freud also said that in childhood, boys practice their skills on their mother, and girls on their father. It is dad who is the man she falls in love with at the age of 3, 7 and then in adolescence, learns to care and respect. If the father competently builds a relationship with his daughter, then after working out the initial skills on him, she transfers them to other men with whom she is already ready to start romantic relationships and create a family. So how much older should a man be in the end? Age is just a number. In general, no one prevents a person from being stupider and more infantile than a 20-year-old at the age of 60. However, if we talk about the average temperature in the hospital, then the situation is as follows. It is better for girls under the age of 25 to enter into a serious relationship with a man 6 years or more older. In some cases, a difference of more than 15 years will be preferable. If the girl herself is over 30, then the difference is certainly reduced. At the age of 70, it is difficult to find a man 15 years older, and if you do, it is difficult to negotiate with him. He can't hear a damn thing. It is better for a girl to get married and give birth before 25. And a man should do this no earlier than 30. These are the average layouts. But we must understand that everything is too individual. We are only talking about general indicators, the opinion of psychologists and statistics, which, although not lying, nevertheless cannot give accurate forecasts for you personally. It's not a horoscope, smiley face. Subscribe to the channel and like it. Thanks. Subscribe. So that you don't miss new publications.